There have been several parent concerns regarding the current testing policies mandated by the state. Duncan Brady looked into this issue further.
The level of high-stakes testing in the state of Pennsylvania has been on the rise in recent years. As students experience the stress of these large tests, they avoid them by opting out.
Unfortunately, what happens, and we're seeing this with many of our students, it is causing very high anxiety. They are not scoring well many times, and this is just reinforcing in their minds that I can't do this. If we are constantly pushing kids down, that's not going to encourage them to want to try harder and to do better.
I think we're stigmatizing kids at a very early age because these kids are taking tests, they're getting these scores, and it's saying, you're bad at this. The idea of a test is to be a part of the learning experience. You take a test, you figure out what you knew, what you didn't know, and you go from there. Do you ever see your final results from the state test? No, you don't. So are they part of the learning experience? No, they're not. So now we're labeling all these kids for no reason at all because of a test that's supposed to show you if you're a good student or not. There are a lot of people out there who go through life thinking they're stupid because they were told that their scores on these tests were bad. And what I want kids to understand is that these tests mean nothing. I want parents to understand these tests mean nothing. I make a good living as a teacher. I never complain about my salary, but I know this testing is wrong.
I think there's a growing movement of people in our communities, not only here in Hempfield, but around Lancaster County and across the state of Pennsylvania, that object to the concept. We had, just this past year, we had 17 students who were opted out of the testing across our school system. And if enough parents were to opt out of the testing, it could impact on our standing with the federal government. So yeah, it does become a problem that way.
Well, what we're seeing from some of our parents is that they are starting to opt some of their students out of the tests. Now, legally, you can only opt out of a high-stakes test in the state of Pennsylvania if it is for religious purposes. And what happens is if you have too many kids opt out of the test, then your participation score goes down and that counts against the school.
The SPP is the State Performance Profile, again, which is a number that is calculated by the State Department of Education and assigned to a school to show how well the school is performing. And one of the small factors is how many kids do you have opting out of the tests?
Again, I would hope that parents would not do or make that decision lightly because there are potential implications for our schools and for the district.
More of our parents are doing that as a protest. They don't like high-stakes testing, and they are hoping that if they opt students out of a test, that this will send a protest to the state and maybe something will happen. But in reality, it really won't. All it will do is reflect poorly on our own individual school building and school district.
So now what's going to happen, you have factions among the staff because you'll have some teachers who think the tests are ridiculous. And then you have some teachers who think, yeah, the tests are ridiculous, but it's affecting my pay. The state's playing these games, and it's wrong.
Although I believe the intentions have been good, sometimes the unintended consequences of those intentions do not play out the way we think they're going to.
The increasing number of parents opting their children out of high-stakes tests has proven to bring several setbacks to the district. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Duncan Brady.